Yudhishthir saw Vidura come in wearing his trouble on his face, and his own heart tightened. Vidura, why so cheerless? He asked at once. Is all well with our people in Hastinapura? The king, the princess, are they well? He read grief in the messenger before he ever heard the message. Vidura delivered his errand plainly and without heart. All are well, he said. King Dhritarashtra invites you and your brothers to Hastinapura to see a fine new hall of games he has raised, like your own, and to play a friendly game of dice and return home. Every word of it was courteous. Every word of it was bait. And Vidura knew it. Yudhishthir hesitated and turned to the messenger as if to a counselor. Games of chance breed quarrels among Kshatriyas, he said. A wise man avoids them. We have always been guided by you, Vidura. What would you have us do? He was asking to be stopped. He was hoping to be given a reason to refuse, and Vidura gave him the truth, though it changed nothing. Everyone knows dice is the root of many evils, he said. I oppose this plan with all my strength. But the king has commanded me to bring the invitation, and here I am. Do as you think best. He had spoken his warning and delivered his summons in the same breath. A good man trapped between his conscience and his king, and warned to his face. Yudhishthir went anyway. Why would the wise emperor walk into it? Three things pulled together. Men rush knowingly to their ruin, driven by lust, drink, and gambling. And Yudhishthir loved the dice. The Kshatriya code made refusing a challenge a dishonor, and his own vow bound him to give his cousins no cause for offense. His virtue, his weakness, and his honor all pushed him through the same door. So the Pandavas came to Hastinapura with their retinue and were lodged in a splendid palace kept ready for them. Yudhishthir rested the first day, uneasy in a way he could not name. And in the morning, after his prayers and his duties, he rose and walked toward the glittering new hall of games, toward the cloth and the dice and the man waiting behind them. The hall dazzled, gold and jewels. The noblest guests of the realm packed along its walls. And there, waiting, sat Sakuni. With a smooth smile, he announced that the playing cloth was spread and invited the emperor to sit. Yudhishthir did not sit at once. He tried, one last time, to talk his way back from the edge. Gambling is an evil thing. King, he said to the assembly, no one wins at chance by heroism or merit. The wise rishis Asita Devla, men versed in the world, condemned dice for the room it gives to deceit, and named honest battle the true path of the Kshatriya. You know this well. It was all correct, every word. And underneath it, a part of him was already itching to play. Sakuni saw the crack instantly and drove his wedge into it. What is wrong with a game? He said lightly. What is a battle, for that matter, or a debate between scholars? The better man wins. The expert beats the beginner. It is only a test of skill, and there is no sin in it. But if you are afraid, do not play. Only spare us this tired talk of right and wrong. He turned Yudhishthir's virtue into cowardice with a single sentence. Well then, who is to play against me? Asked Yudhishthir, and the trap showed its teeth. Duryodhana answered, I furnish the stakes, the wealth, and the gems. But my uncle Sakuni will cast the dice in my place. Yudhishthir had counted on outplaying Duryodhana against Sakuni, the master, the cheat. It was another matter entirely, and he knew it. It is surely not the custom, Yudhishthir protested for one man to play in another's place. It was a fair objection and a last handhold on the cliff. Sakuni knocked it away with a sneer. I see you are forging yet another excuse. And Yudhishthir, flushed, stung, his pride finally louder than his judgment, threw caution to the winds. Very well, he said. I will play. The hall was full to bursting. The elders sat there. Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, Vidura, the blind king himself. And they sat unhappily, for they could feel how this would end and could not stop it. The younger princess leaned in, hungry for the spectacle. The dice were laid out, and the wisest men in the kingdom prepared to watch a disaster they had already lost the power to prevent. And it began. Jewels first, then gold, then silver, then chariots and horses. And Yudhishthir lost and lost and lost. Shakuni's dice seemed to hear his wishes and obey them, sliding across the cloth to land exactly as he willed. There was a sick rhythm to it. The emperor staked. Sakuni threw. The emperor lost. Again, again. He should have stopped. He could not. Drugged by his own misfortune, he staked his servants and lost them. His elephants and armies and lost them too. Cows, sheep, villages, cities, his very citizens, all of it slid across the cloth into Duryodhana's hands. The more he lost, the less able he became to walk away, which is the exact mechanism by which gambling destroys men, down and down. He gambled away the ornaments of his brothers' bodies and his own, and then the very clothes they stood in. And still the dice betrayed him, or rather Shakuni's trickery ground him down throw by throw. The empire built with such glory at Indraprastha was pouring away across a gaming cloth in a single morning. Is there anything else you can offer? Asked Sakuni, soft as a snake. And Yudhishthir, past reason now, reached for what no man should stake. Here is Nakula, sky-complexioned, one of my treasures, he said. I place him on the board. He had begun to wager human beings. He had begun to wager his own brothers. Gladly, will we win your beloved prince, said Sakuni, and cast and won exactly as he had promised. A shudder went through the assembly. A king had just lost a brother on a throw of dice, and the throw had gone precisely as the cheat foretold. And Yudhishthir, caught deeper in the web with every loss, was already looking to the next brother. Here is Sahadeva, said Yudhishthir, famous for his boundless learning in every art. It is wrong to stake him, and still I do. Play. Sakuni cast with a jeer. See, I have played, and I have won. And Sahadeva too was lost. Both of Madri's sons were gone now, and Shakuni's eyes moved, calculating, toward the two brothers Yudhishthir loved most. Then Sakuni turned the knife. Bhima and Arjuna are your full brothers, he sneered. Dearer to you than Madri's sons, no doubt. Those two you will never stake, I know. It was a trap baited with an insult. The suggestion that Yudhishthir held his half-brothers cheap. And Yudhishthir, stung to the quick, walked straight into it. Fool, said Yudhishthir. Do you try to divide us? How could a man who lives as you do ever understand the righteous bond we share? And then, defending that bond, he broke it. I stake the ever-victorious Arjuna, who crosses oceans of battle. Sakuni cast the dice. Arjuna was lost. Then, weeping openly now, Yudhishthir staked Bhima, terror of demons, equal of Indra, peerless in strength, and lost him too. 4 brothers gone. Is there anything else? Sakuni asked. And there was one thing left. Yes, said Yudhishthira, here is myself. If you win, I am your slave. Sakuni cast, Look, I win, and rose to his feet, and shouted across the hall the names of all 5 Pandavas, proclaiming them, one by one, the lawful slaves of Duryodhana. The sons of Pandu, emperors of the earth a season ago, now belonged to their cousin like cattle. The hall sat in stunned silence. And then Sakuni, not finished, turned back to Yudhishthira with a final, poisoned kindness. There is one jewel still yours, he purred. Stake Draupadi, and you may yet win everything back. Yourself, your brothers, all of it. It was the cruelest offer in the epic, dressed as a lifeline. And Yudhishthira, drowning, reached for it. I pledge her, he whispered, and trembled without knowing he trembled. The hall erupted. From the elders' benches rose cries of Fie! Fie! The more tender-hearted wept openly, others broke into sweat, and to many it felt as though the end of the world had come. But Duryodhana and his brothers and Karna rode with exultation. Only Yuyutsu, among all that faction, bowed his head in shame and sighed. And through it all, Sakuni calmly cast the dice and shouted, I have won. At once, Duryodhana turned to Vidura. Fetch Draupadi. From now on, she sweeps our house. But Vidura rounded on him like a storm. Are you mad? Rushing to your destruction? You dangle by a thread over a bottomless pit and cannot see it, drunk on winning. And Yudhishthira had no right to stake her, for he had already lost himself, and a slave owns nothing to wager. The Kauravas are on the road to hell. Duryodhana, enraged, would not hear it, and turned to his charioteer Prathikami. Go, bring Draupadi to me now. And the man went toward the queen's chambers to drag an empress into a hall of slaves.